This is the Domino's Post-Game Report. I'm Adam Cavalier alongside head men's basketball coach Chuck Benson. Chuck, unfortunately, turnover is the name of the game today.
Yep.
21 of them, that's a season high. How much of that was self-caused and how much of that was caused by Catawba?
Well, I think the vast majority of it's caused by Catawba. I think they are – this is the best team by far that Coach Parents had since he's been here. And when you take Jamil Taylor sort of being, the captain leader of this team, and you add, transfers like Haskett and McIlvain and Cooper to the mix, all first-year guys, they've really, they've got a really nice thing going. They've got shot making, which they've struggled with in the past. Mm-hmm. They've got elite rebounding. They've got elite defense. They've got depth. They've got significant toughness and physicality. They're a really, really good to great team this year. And today, I mean, they were just better than us. There ain't no getting around it. They're better than us. And I thought that our kids fought, but it's hard sometimes to overcome the deficit we were facing.
Yeah, fall behind by 31 in the second half, but you rattle off a 26-8 run.
Yeah.
To make things interesting late, what about the effort of your team, in spite of being down big, to play to the finish?
Well, I mean, we always challenge them to do that. We've still, and it's February, and so in theory, use the season to prepare and grow and evolve for postseason. And I would have liked to have thought that by now some of the things that we saw today would have already been resolved, because they've been addressed multiple times. They've been taught, retaught. Everything that can be done to try to get some change in certain areas has been done, and we're still struggling. So, I felt like we really lost poise the first half, and it was demonstrated by the fact that we got away from playing a team brand of basketball that this team has to do. Mm-hmm. And we spent more time trying to make one-on-one plays, which is what Catawba was doing to us. We didn't trust on offensive end. We didn't trust each other to help create. On the defensive end, we didn't assist one another. And all these things were things that we really talked a great deal about going into this game. So I don't know. All we can do is continue what we've been doing, is continue to point out the obvious things to our team, and then they have a major portion of responsibility to embrace that and follow through, and then in game time situations to demonstrate.
Talk about the loss of poise. State step for step had cut a 13-point lead down to 5 with about 6 minutes to play.
Yeah, 26-21.
Yeah. You don't score for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Catawba goes on a 17-2 run.
Yeah.
Can you pinpoint within the loss of poise what happens in those one-on-one matchups that causes that run?
Well, I mean, I think one of the all-time examples is David and Goliath. If David had tried to fight Goliath's fight, it's probably going to be a problem. David fought David's fight. He fought the right fight for the time. And we tried to fight Catawba on its turf in the way they want to fight. And that's a recipe for disaster. You know what I'm saying? If we would have stayed committed to what we do and continued to be ourselves, despite what we were facing, I think we would have gone into the half with less of a deficit. Because I don't want to make it sound like, well, had we done all the right things that we're supposed to do, that this is just a resounding win for Carson. No, we faced a formidable opponent with veterans that's very, very hungry. They've they're trying to get where we've been.
Yeah.
They're trying to get where we have been multiple times, actually. So they're hungry as they can be. I think the hungriest team in this league. Mm-hmm. And so we could have done all the right things, and it still have been tough. But I'm disappointed because the things that we talk about with our guys are controllable. And as I said, if you try to fight an opponent's fight, you're going to come up short, and that's the first half. That's clearly what we did.
How much of an impact did Mason Bates' absence have on this game? Went out with 2 fouls in the first half, and then nicked up his leg in the second.
Yeah, he tweaked his ankle there, and he would have, because he's a tough guy, would have tried to push through it. But that was my decision to play it safe and conservative and try to get him on the path to recovery. Brian Campbell, our trainer, who's excellent, started working on him right there in game to try to get the ankle right because we still have a lot of games to play here going into the tournament. So, there's no question it hurt us because Mason's your fifth-year senior. He's been over here and won here and knows sort of how to compete consistently. So, we were forced to play some other guys more minutes than we typically would have tonight.
Turn your attention now to the rivalry game. Tusculum enters Holt Fieldhouse Wednesday. What do you have to do to shake this one off? Get ready for the Pioneers.
Can we talk about this 1,000 times? This ain't about shaking nothing off. Let me about shaking anything off. It was me. It ain't them. By the time we get on that bus and the scent of pizzas in there, it'll be beyond them. We'll do what we're going to always do. Tomorrow will be a day of recovery and rest. We'll get back in here Monday. We'll start focusing in on our personal improvement, our team improvement, and our preparation for the game. There's no question it'll be a tough game. I think that, again, the style makes the fight, and I think they've got a really unique, tough, aggressive style. And, we played them the first time over there, and they really impacted our offensive punch. I thought we hurt them, that they struggled to score against us, so it was really a nasty, gross game on so many levels for fans. But hopefully Holt will be kinder, and both teams will score enough to make it enjoyable, and we'll score more than they will.
All right, well, next time I'll just play that recording back if you lose again. Chuck, thanks for the time.
Thanks, Gav.